Hello everybody, my name is ScubaSteven219 and welcome to Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones, which I'm super excited to Let's Play. I played a couple different ones actually. This was, oh jeez, this is awkward. I'll just skip through that, you've already seen that. So as I was saying, this is my, this was the first Fire Emblem game I ever played actually. And after all the, how much I enjoyed this one, I went back and played the two before this one, or if it's two before this one. I played Blazing Sword and Sealed Sword, the two before this, the ones with Eliwood and Roy as the two main protagonists. And I've played Path of Radiance and Awakening. I'm still playing that one through. It was like my third or fourth time. It's a lot of fun. I don't know why, just the story, the lore, the strategy part of it, just something drew me in about this game, and I haven't really been able to stop playing since I got my hands on them. I'm not quite sure whether or not I should be reading these or not, but that intro's over. So basically, what that intro that I talked over was talking about is that basically they're in this continent, the continent of Magfell, there was a war between demons and humans, and in order to stop the demons and defeat the demon king, the sacred stones were created, and the hero king Grotto led the heroes to defeat the Demon King and bring peace to the continent. And now they're basically discussing how each of the 5 sacred stones was given to a nation, and each nation was brought up around them, with Grotto, Reneus, Frelia, Johanna, and Rossitin as the 5 main countries. And we have this small mercantile republic of Carsino coming up. They don't have a sacred stone, so they're not as important. However, now in the year 803, everything goes wrong. The largest nation decides it's going to take over the country, or the continent, and attacks its closest ally, its longest ally actually, Reneus. I can never pronounce most of these names correctly. The ones with all the additional vowels. Like this, Prince of Frame is my guess. Always call them, it's what I'm sticking with. Yeah, so basically, Grotto's got this big army, Grotto's unstoppable, and they're at the castle gates of Reneus. And thus we begin our prologue, The Fall of Reneus. Majesty, bad news, cascade's been breached, forces are okay, that's bad, they're within the castle now. Okay, so we've lost contact with Prince of Frame, he can't help us, they're in the castle, the garrison has fallen. This is probably the worst possible situation anyone could ever be in to try to stop an army. So we are going to be following Princess Erica and leaving her father, King Fado, behind to talk to Emperor Vigard and his forces to see what happened to cause this. Looks like we are going to be running to Frelia, as they are a longtime ally. Looks like we've been spotted by some enemies. That guy looks absolutely creepy. Looks like he'd murder you and then do terrible things to your corpse. See, he's already talking about corpses. And oh, that hurts. Run away quickly, swiftly, so he can't catch us. He's not flying. He's on a horse, running away. Oh God, he's super creepy. He's talking about this like it's a game. That man's a creeper. Would not want to be in a room with him, whether it's with people or without people. I don't trust that man. So basically this is just kind of going over everything that's just happened. We're going to Frelia. Grotto has invaded. We don't know where Prince of Frame is. We don't know the status of King Grotto, but we can King Fado, and we can assume he's probably dead. Fortunate as that is. Okay, so we've been spotted again. We are just the stealthiest stealth ninjas ever, and now we are given control finally for the first time. So before we go and destroy their faces, there's a couple things I want to go over. Firstly, if you go over a unit and you press right on the Game Boy Advance, using the Game Boy player, and it's still right, you bring up the unit's personal data screen. It kind of gives them their stats, their portrait, and what items they have as you move over, and their weapon levels. Now, each stat on the screen does something different. You have your strength, which is the higher the number, the more damage you inflict. Skill, a higher skill means your hit percentage is going to go up, making sure you hit the enemy more often. Speed, this affects both evasion and attack speed. You can dodge more and hit more. Luck, this affects many different things. It's more drawn into critical hits, if I remember correctly. Defense, defensive skill reduces damage from weapons, and resistance, magical resistance, reduces damage from magical attacks. We have move, which is how far our units can move in one turn, and our unit's physical size, which affects rescues and attack speed. And our aid, which units of that constitution and lower can be rescued by this unit. Then I don't believe there's anything else that really needs to stumbles McGillicuddy. I think that's it for now for basic unit description. We start off with 2 units. We start off with Erica, which is the princess, who is the Princess of Reneus, and Seth, who is a loyal knight that serves the fallen kingdom of Reneus. Now, on top of each unit being different classes and having different stats to start out with, each unit has different growth rates, which will be explained here. I don't know why I did that. It'll be explained in the unit growth rate thing. It's gonna show a portrait of the unit, show their skill growth percentages out of 100, and kind of give my recommendation on the unit, I guess. So we'll start off with Princess Erica. As you can see from the screen, she has her main focuses in growth are skill, speed, and luck, which means that while her attacks may not be the strongest, her attacks are going to hit practically every time. She's going to double attack basically every time, and she has a good chance of scoring critical hits. Now, since Erica is the lord of this game, you are required to use her for practically the entire game. So it's a good thing she has fairly decent stat growth. As long as you don't just shove her into the middle of a fight, you should be fine due to her low defense and resistance growths. However, if you need someone to attack twice or 4 times if you have a brave weapon, Erica is the person to use. Next we have Seth. Seth, as you can see, has more balanced stats across the board. Nothing really stands out. Seth also is already a pre-promoted unit, so that's kind of something you need to take into consideration. He is coined the Jagan of this game. It's the pre-promoted unit you get at the beginning of the game that's supposed to kind of ease you into the game, help you take out enemies if you're in a corner. However, because he's a pre-promoted unit already, he's going to not get as much experience from every victory as a not promoted unit such as Erica. However, his stats are fairly good, and he can hold his own throughout the entire game if you really need him to. We're going to get enough mounted units, specifically horse-mounted units, throughout the game that we really don't need to use Seth too much. In fact, the first chance we get to not use Seth, I'm going to move him to the side. Not because he's a bad unit, just because he's going to eat through that experience until more than halfway through the game, and I feel it's not worth it to use Seth. However, he is good early game. He can basically take out any enemy you need to. So I believe that is it for the growth rate of the units we get in this chapter. So let us now go over and start to attack the units. So to do that, we need to move our cursor over whatever person we want to, select them with the A button, and then move the blue squares you see are all the spots the unit can move to, up to a max of the unit's movement or any terrain that is blocking the unit's movement. And the red squares are all the different squares that particular unit can attack from. So let's move Erica up to the closest fighter, and from there we have 3 different options. We have attack, which shows all the red squares that Erica can hit from her current spot. Item, which we could use to either equip a different weapon or use a vulnerary to restore some HP, or we can wait and do nothing. However, we're going to attack, select the rapier, and attack the soldier. And after each battle, depending on what happens to that unit and how the battle goes, the unit will get a varying amount. Oh, that is bad. Get a varying amount of experience. They'll generally get 10 experience for causing damage but not killing the enemy. They'll get 1 experience for just kind of dodging and not taking damage in the fight. And they'll get more experience based on the unit's level if they kill the enemy. So, So we're in a bad situation with Erica being hit. So, since we can't get to the boss, O'Neill, I feel we should move into the forest and heal up so we're at full health and he can't take us down in a hit. I believe that's it for that turn, because I don't want to use Seth, as I've already said. Okay. Only 1 this time. Oh, that's right. That has to do with attack speed, actually, which I never went over. Attack speed is given by whatever the unit's speed is, minus the weapon weight you're using, minus the constitution, in brackets, the weapon weight minus the constitution. Now, if that number is 0, the unit's constitution farly outweighs the unit's weight, you take that value to be 0. And you calculate that for both the attacking unit and the defending unit. and if the attacking unit's speed minus the defending unit's attack speed is greater than 4, the attacking unit can double attack. It's also reverse if the defending unit's attack speed is 4 greater than the attacking unit's attack speed, the defending unit can retaliate with a double attack. So, for example, we'll take Princess Erica, who has a speed of 9, a weapon weight of 5, and a constitution of 5. So she has a attack speed of 9, whereas O'Neill here has a speed of 7, a weight of 10, and a constitution of 11. So he has an attack speed of 7. So since if we to attack, ours is 9, his is 7, that's only a difference of 2. So each unit only gets a 1 attack per turn. Now if we look at this screen, which I may have skipped over, of course, we are given the layout of this round of attacking for this unit. We have each unit's current health points, each damage, the amount of damage that each hit from the weapon will do, and if there was a ×2, it would be 2 attacks, and if it was ×4, it would be 4 attacks. The 4 times only comes up with a brave weapon, but that doesn't come up for much later in the game. Hit is your hit percentage, which is generally on top of affected by terrain and enemies. It's also affected by your skill, your speed, and the weapons triangle, I believe, plays a little part into that, as well as the damage you do. And criticals, which is a chance for the weapon to strike a critical blow doing triple damage. Yeah, those can be big, especially when you're a hard hitter, you have a high critical percent, or have a killer weapon equipped. Ooh, those can be deadly. However, the weapons triangle, I'll briefly go over that. The physical weapons, and as well as the magical weapons, form a triangle of strengths and weaknesses. So the sword has an advantage over the axe, which you can see by the green arrow pointing up on Erica's rapier and the downward red arrow on O'Neill's iron axe. Axes are strong against lances, and lances are strong against swords. So, since, although it's a 25% chance, I have had him hit on both, so I'm just going to wait with Erica. And so now we'll be absolutely certain that we will take down O'Neill on the next turn. I believe that shall be... Oh, critical hit! So since it was a critical hit and triple damage, Erica would have done 30 damage, or she did do 30 damage. O'Neill only had a couple, That was the oddest level up I've ever seen from Erica, ever. She got HP, strength, and defense, with a 40% strength growth and a 30% defense growth. I am surprised she didn't get a skill, speed, or luck, which is over half the time. So maybe next level she'll get at least one of them, because I really hope she does. Otherwise she's not going to be a very good unit. So, with that, we finished the prologue, and I believe that's going to be it for this episode of Fire Emblem the Sacred Stones. Next time, we are going to start Chapter 1, Escape. See you guys next time.